You are 18 years old. It is the spring of 1939. You sign your name on a form in a municipal office that smells of cigarette smoke and floor wax. The recruiter does not look up when he stamps it. Soldat de Deuxième class. The barracks in Lyon hold 200 men. The lights come on at 5:14 every morning, not 5:15, not 5 o'clock. You will never learn why, and you will stop wondering about it within 2 weeks. That is your first lesson. The institution does not explain itself. It simply continues, and you either continue with it or you do not. Your uniform scratches at the collar. Your rifle is older than your father. You are told to treat it accordingly. The food is cabbage soup and bread baked somewhere far away and transported to you as an afterthought. The sergeants are not cruel. They are indifferent, which is colder. You are replaceable. They have replaced men before you. The barracks will smell the same either way. You spend 11 weeks learning to march, strip a rifle, and fold a blanket into a rectangle with corners so sharp a senior NCO will press his thumbnail against them and find nothing to criticize. You do not question why blanket corners matter. Questioning is for men who have not yet understood that the institution does not need your opinion. It needs your compliance and your body. These it has. Caporal, May 1940. The Germans come to the Ardennes. The forest everyone agreed was impassable. It takes them 4 days. Your corporal is dead. Someone has to hold the section together near Sedan, while the officers are located. You hold it for 61 hours across 3 positions. You do not sleep. You make 2 decisions about where men stand, and twice you are wrong. Men pay for this. You file it somewhere behind your eyes, in a place without language. The paperwork for your promotion is processed 3 weeks later. By then, France is already falling. Sergeant, June 1940. The Armistice. You are 19 years old, and your country has surrendered in 46 days. There is a silence that follows institutional collapse. It is not the silence of peace. It is the silence of machines stopped mid-cycle, gears frozen at odd angles. The men look at you. You look at the officers. The officers look at documents arriving from Vichy in manila envelopes with a new letterhead. France is now divided. The occupied North, the so-called free zone in the South, administered from a spa town by an 84-year-old marshal who was a hero in the last war, and is now something more difficult to name. You stay. Most men stay. Not from loyalty, from the absence of a better-defined alternative. The institution is still paying you 18 francs a week. There are men with families, men with nowhere to go. You train recruits. You maintain equipment that will never be used as designed. You fill out forms. The forms are the most honest part of your day. They ask for serial numbers and quantities. Serial numbers do not have politics. Sergent-Chef, you begin to understand something about institutions in decline. They intensify their internal rituals as external purpose erodes. The inspections become more precise. The paperwork multiplies. It is as if form can substitute for function, if the form is rigorous enough. You learn to write reports that describe reality in language that does not disturb the people who receive them. This is not lying. It is a grammar of managed truth that every bureaucracy develops eventually. Your reports are considered excellent. At night, in the small room you now have to yourself, a privilege of rank, you listen to BBC radio through one layer static. Men in London, men in the desert, men in a different version of the same war. The feeling sits in you like a stone you carry without acknowledging its weight. Adjudant, November 1942. Germany occupies the free zone. The Armée de l'Armistice is dissolved by decree. It ceases to exist in 72 hours. You go underground, into the Maquis, not from ideology, exactly, from the specific exhaustion of maintaining a performance that no longer serves any purpose you can locate. You find a resistance network in the Dordogne. You are 21 years old, and you know how to organize men, plan movement under pressure, and write reports that give people exactly what they need to know without what they don't. These skills are useful. The resistance needs useful skills more than conviction, though conviction arrives later, slowly, through proximity to people who still have it undiluted. You have not seen your mother in 14 months. You have written her letters you cannot send. They are folded in your coat pocket because burning them feels final in a way you are not yet prepared for. Sous-Lieutenant, the resistance is not romantic. It is cold, underfunded, and infiltrated. You coordinate the movement of people and material across 9,000 square kilometers with 3 unreliable couriers, a radio that works on alternate days, and a contact in the gendarmerie whose information takes 11 days to travel 40 kilometers. You send a man on a route you believe is safe. He is captured. He does not give names. He is 24 years old. You add this to the stone. Moral compromise does not arrive as a single dramatic moment. It arrives as a series of Tuesday afternoons where you choose the option that causes the least harm available, and you do this enough times that it becomes a texture of your thinking rather than an exception to it. A contact from Algiers arrives one night and commissions you in a farmhouse in the Carrees. The ceremony takes 4 minutes. There is coffee made from chicory, because real coffee lives in memory now. You receive a single gold bar and a handshake. The man flies out before morning. Lieutenant/Capitaine. June 6, 1944. Normandy. You hear it on the radio at 3 in the morning. The men wait without being woken. Something moves through the building, not sound, something beneath sound. A change in the quality of the waiting that has lasted for years. The weeks that follow are the most violent of your life, and the most purposeful. Your group cuts rail lines, disrupts communications, holds positions. Men die. The Germans respond with everything they have, and what they have is applied now without restraint. Villages you know by name are burned. The word reprisals enters your vocabulary as a fact rather than an abstraction. By August, Paris is liberated. By September, most of France. You are 23 years old and a captain commanding 120 men, some of whom have never worn an official uniform before last month. You move northeast toward Germany as part of French First Army. Your letters home have gotten shorter, not because there is less to say, because the distance between what you have experienced and the language available for experience has grown into a gap you can no longer bridge. You write, I am well. The weather is cold. I think of home. All of these things are true. None of them are complete. Commandant/Colonel. May 8th, 1945. Germany surrenders. You are standing in a town in Baden-Württemberg contested 10 days ago. The buildings have a specific architecture of recent destruction, walls without interiors, windows as holes. Civilians watch from a doorway. You watch them back. Nobody knows the appropriate expression for this moment, and so everyone's face settles into something neutral and careful. The institution is already reorganizing. The paperwork has changed register, from operational orders to demobilization forms, repatriation schedules. The machine continues. It does not require your witness to continue. You are promoted to major in the restructuring. Then colonel, a desk, an office, reports about supply logistics and personnel transition rather than rail lines and safe houses. The grammar is the same. The subject has changed. General, years pass. The institution reconstitutes itself around a peacetime France rebuilding its identity with the focused energy of a country that has something to prove. You have a wife. She knew you before. She has learned to read your silences the way a meteorologist reads pressure systems, not what they contain, but what they indicate is approaching. She does not ask about certain things. You do not offer them. This is its own kind of intimacy, arrived at without negotiation. 1 star, 2 stars. Each promotion procedural, each documented in a folder that grows thicker than memory. You command formations now, not men. Your decisions distribute across wider surfaces, the human cost proportionally less visible from where you stand. You know this. You account for it as best you can within the language available. You stop searching for where you end, and the institution begins. General d'Armée, Maréchal de France, 5 stars, awarded by the Republic for service of specific historical gravity. You stand very still at the ceremony. The President, the flags, the sword with its inscription, photographs that will be in textbooks. You think, for just a moment, and then you put away, of a recruitment poster on a merry wall, slightly crooked, edges curling from winter damp. A boy of 18 who stared at it for a long time before signing. That boy would not recognize you. You are not sure you would recognize him. This is not tragedy. This is what institutions do. They take the person who enters and build someone else around them, layer by layer, year by year, until the original is not gone but simply load-bearing, invisible inside the structure above it. You retire. The ceremony is respectful and brief. Your successor is already in the office, already reading the files. The institution does not pause. It was never waiting for you specifically. It was waiting for whoever held the rank. Somewhere in a barracks that smells the same as every other barracks, the lights come on at 5:14 in the morning. A boy stands a uniform that doesn't fit at the shoulders. He will not ask why. He will learn.